Tell us in your own words what you said. I said, "Bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Aren't you supposed to be security?" Yesterday was day 2 of Cardi B's $24 million trial, and you are not going to believe what Cardi's alleged victim had to say. Forensic evidence and witness statements that could completely flip this case on its head are coming forward. From the victim getting caught in her own lies to lawyers screaming and mocking Cardi for supposedly being violent, this trial is turning into absolute chaos. Did Cardi B really spit on a security guard and threaten to rip her face off? Here's everything you need to know about Cardi B's $24 million trial. Cardi B is going viral for her testimony, arguing she never touched the security guard who's suing her for assault. The security guard claims Cardi cut her face with a fingernail and spat on her outside an obstetrician's office during the rapper's not-yet-public first pregnancy. Cardi B testified that she was 4 months pregnant in 2018, visiting her doctor's office on a Saturday when it was closed to protect her privacy. She says a security guard followed her to the appointment and appeared to be filming her. Cardi testified she was worried about her privacy and safety. Reporter: "Cardi, are you happy to finally be telling your side of the story?" Cardi B returned to a Los Angeles court to face the former security guard suing her. The accuser, Amani Ellis, claims the singer cut her left cheek with a 3-inch fingernail and violently struck her in the head, face, and body. Question to Cardi: Cardi B claims you were following her and recording her, and she didn't touch you. What do you have to say? The accuser alleges that Cardi clawed at her face in 2018 while pregnant. Cardi testified, "I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size." The alleged assault happened on February 24th, 2018. According to court documents, Cardi was visiting her OBGYN in Beverly Hills when Ellis began recording her. At the time, Cardi didn't want anyone to know she was pregnant. Ellis claims Cardi screamed at her, tried to punch her, spat on her, and scratched her face. Ellis says the scratches were so bad she needed $16,000 in plastic surgery. Eventually, Cardi's doctor and the hospital receptionist had to separate the two. Months later, Ellis was fired, which she claims was also because of Cardi. Ellis' testimony: "Excuse my language, but she said, 'Yes, the fuck you did.' Then she put her finger in my face." Attorney: "When she put her finger in your face, did she have long fingernails?" Ellis: "She did." Attorney: "Approximately how long were her fingernails that day?" Ellis: "About 2 to 3 inches long." Attorney: "What words did she use that were so hurtful?" Ellis: "She used a lot of words. Again, excuse my language, but she said, 'Fuck you, you fat ass. That's why I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to get you fired. That's why you do security.' She was sticking her tongue out, flailing her arms, jumping up and down, body shaming me, using racial slurs just a lot." Attorney: "And did she spit on you?" Ellis: "She did." Attorney: "Did her spit actually land on your body?" Ellis: "It did." Cardi B has denied all the allegations. According to her, a physical altercation never happened. Ellis, however, has doctors testify in her favor. Her plastic surgeon claimed Ellis spent $16,000 on surgery to fix scars caused by Cardi. But minutes later, Ellis's testimony began to unravel. Attorney: "When she took a swing at you, it didn't hit your body, correct?" Ellis: "No." Attorney: "Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?" Ellis: "She did." Attorney: "As a result of that cut, did you see 2 different plastic surgeons?" Ellis: "Yes." Attorney: "Did you undergo plastic surgery?" Ellis: "I did." She also alleged Cardi called her the N-word, spat on her, and tried to beat her. But inconsistencies mounted. In testimony, Ellis swore Cardi scratched her face. Yet in her deposition, she said it was her nose. The closer you look at the story, the more it falls apart. Ellis didn't even report the assault until 2 years later. She also claims everything bad in her life since 2018 is because of Cardi. Attorney: "The only scratch you reported was on your nose, correct?" Ellis: "I'm not sure." Attorney: But in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days later you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches. Correct? Ellis, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'll say okay for the purposes of your question. And so on. Ellis repeatedly contradicted herself. She admitted she didn't seek medical treatment on the day of the alleged assault. She went home and took a nap. She testified she didn't take photos because she didn't plan to sue, but in deposition said she did take photos that mysteriously disappeared. Her medical records, 161 pages worth, contain no mention of scratches, PTSD, or injury she claims. Meanwhile, Cardi's lawyers pointed out Ellis was twice her size, and Cardi was pregnant at the time. Photos from the week of the alleged incident show Cardi's nails were short, squared acrylics with rhinestones, not the sharp, 3-inch claws Ellis described. Witnesses, including Cardi's doctor and receptionist, testified they never saw Cardi touch Ellis. When Ellis's plastic surgeon testified, even his credibility was questioned. Photos compared in court showed Ellis's scars were actually old acne marks. The defense presented side-by-side evidence that destroyed Ellis's claims. Even Ellis's own psychologist undermined her, saying her behavior and test results didn't align with PTSD at all, calling her statements inconsistent and financially motivated. Online, people sided with Cardi. One commenter said, "Cardi for sure isn't lying. She was going to her appointment, and some weirdo followed her recording. This woman did it for the money. She didn't respect Cardi's privacy, even after being told to stop." Cardi herself testified, "I felt like my privacy was completely violated. Pregnancy is sacred, and I didn't want anyone in my medical business." I wasn't angry, I was more concerned. As the trial continued, Ellis's lawyer grew aggressive with Cardi, forcing the judge to repeatedly tell him to calm down. Meanwhile, Cardi remained calm and consistent. When pressed, Cardi repeated what she told Ellis that day. "Bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Aren't you supposed to be security?" Ellis sued Cardi for $24 million. Cardi pointed out, "She's just trying to get some money. That's why she sued me." Now, the jury must decide. Will they see through the chaos and lies, or will Ellis's legal team manage to spin the story? One thing is certain. This trial is far from over, and if day 2 is any indication, it's about to get even messier.